So children, see, yesterday we have discussed about law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportions, and what is the need for this means here we need to write here chemical equation. So for that first we need to follow some rules, and also we have some idea. So on symbols of elements we have some idea, those also here needed because of for writing chemical equations to a chemical change. For chemical changes here we are writing chemical equations. So for that we need to have, we have to know some idea, we have to know some information about symbols of elements. These also we know all symbols of elements are taking from the English names. Starting letter we are taking for symbols, and symbol is most important to write chemical equations first. And some symbols are taken from Latin words, starting letter from the Latin words. These all we know, usual symbols: hydrogen H, carbon C, calcium Ca, nitrogen N. These all are from English names. And some are unusual, like sodium we have Na as symbol, so that is from Latin word natrium. So sodium in Latin the name was natrium, so that's why we are taking yes Na. Silver argentinum in Latin, we are taking symbol as Ag, like the tungsten wolfram W we are taking. Potassium, so kalium we are calling in Latin, so that's why potassium symbol K we got. And copper cuprum Cu, so cuprum is from Latin word we are taking. And copper cuprum, then gold Rm we are calling in Latin, that's why that's electronic symbol is Au, and element symbol is Au. Iron ferrum Fe, lead flumbum Pb, mercury hydrogenum Hg we are taking. So like that some are unusual symbols because of Latin names. So I think you got some idea on this. In the 9th class only we have discussed about this. And elements with more than one atom in their molecules, elements with more than one atom in their molecules, that we know. Some elements are made up of single atom, some are more than one atom. For example, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, all these are diatomic molecules, diatomic elements. And some are monoatomic, argon, helium, those are the examples. Carbon, these are all monoatomic molecules or monoatomic elements. Some are triatomic. Ozone we know, the fragile sheath which present on the top of the sky, and which controls that radioactive waves coming from the sun. So that is ozone layer, which is a fragile sheet of gas, ozone O3. And tetraatomic, some are phosphorus like, those are tetraatomic. Octatomic like sulfur. So that's why we got some elements chemical formula like this, chemical symbols are like this. So here the number of atoms consisting a molecule is known as its atomicity. The number of complete some atoms are needed to take more than one as atomicity, so those are known as here molecules. The number of atoms consisting a molecule is known as its atomicity. So the number of atoms here 2 means the atomicity of hydrogen is 2. Here the atomicity of argon is 1, like that. So valency is also important for writing and understanding chemical equations. Valency in general we know the outermost shell contains the unfilled electrons there, that is the capability to attract, to take electrons and become as anion, and which are taking electrons is called as anion, which are giving electrons and become as a positively charged cation, like that. So the capacity of giving and taking electrons is called valency. Every element reacts with other element according to its combining capacity. The combining capacity is called here valency. And each and every individual atom have their own valency. Example, helium. All noble gases are zero valency, because they are having completely filled shells, no unfilled shells there. That's why their valency is zero. Hydrogen is single valency, having fluorine 1. Oxygen divalency, having divalency due to the unfilled orbitals. So outermost subshells are empty, then those are having some valency. Completely filled orbitals are there, means those are comes under noble gases, and they are having zero valency. And coming to the positively charged, if any element element having capacity to give one electron and become as positive, then that is called as cation, or that is positively charged ion. So this is most important. And anions negatively charged. So the elements those takes electrons to their unfilled orbitals, so their outermost orbital, those are called as anions. Ions means charged particles. Here each and every individual atoms have their own atomicity. So here see children, atomicity and valency. So hydrogen, symbol H, it is a positively charged cation. So hydrogen a cation, and here 1 unit charge. It can able to give 1 electron and becomes as positive. It will gives 1 electron and becomes as positively charged ion. Sodium also 1 valency, positive, plus 1. Potassium plus 1, silver plus 1, copper plus 1, ammonium NH4 plus 1. Magnesium is divalent. It can able to give 2 electrons and become as positively charged ion Mg plus 2, like that. Calcium 2, zinc 2, copper also 2, divalent. Iron also divalent and become as it is a positively charged cation. So aluminium is having trivalent, iron trivalent. So like that, hydride -1. So here hydrogen and hydride. Hydride is anion, negatively charged ion, and hydrogen is positively charged ion. So chloride, Cl -1, negatively charged ion, anion, and bromide 1, iodide 1, hydroxide OH minus, it is also single valent. Nitrate NO3 minus, and oxide is divalent anion. Sulfide divalent anion. Sulfate also divalent anion. Carbonate divalent anion. Dichromate divalent anion. Nitrate trivalent anion, negatively charged. Phosphate trivalent anion. Here we have these anion and cations formation understanding based on the noble gas elements, and the 8th group or 18th group elements are noble gases. These are the chemically least active elements. 18th group or 8th group, and the outermost shell of these groups are completely filled. So these are unable to combine with other elements. The valency of these elements is 0. The valency electrons here 0. There is no valency for these noble gases. So based on this, we can find out the valency of other elements. For example, here we have hydrogen. So hydrogen, then we need to follow the atomic number 1 that we know. Hydrogen atomic number 1. So helium atomic number 2. So while on the basis of octet rule, hydrogen wants to get a noble gas configuration. For that, it needed to give one electron or attain one electron to reach electronic configuration of noble gas. So for that purpose, hydrogen plus 1, or it will lose one, it can also able to lose one electron, so and hydride H minus, like that. And coming to the another element, for example, I am taking calcium. So calcium 20 we know. So for calcium, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. So this is the electronic configuration of calcium: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 and 4s2. So here 2 plus 2 4 plus 6 10 plus 2 12 plus 6 18 plus 2 20 we will get. So and the next helium gas element is Kr36, or before calcium we have argon 18. So calcium, on the basis of octet rule, it wants to get the noble gas configuration of Ar18. So for that, calcium always ready to lose 2 electrons. So that's why valency of calcium is 2, and it always wants to lose, then only it will get a helium gas configuration. That's why plus 2. Valency of Ca is plus 2, like that. So for example, here I am taking Cl minus. So Cl, chlorine. For chlorine, here the electronic configuration, the atomic number of chlorine is 17. So the next nearest noble gas for chlorine is argon 18. So chlorine always wants to reach the noble gas configuration of argon. That's why chlorine ready to get negatively charged by taking negatively charged configuration, charged ionic configuration, because the chlorine electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p5. So it always ready to take one electron, and from the another combining chemical element, it wants to take one electron and become as negatively charged anion. So Cl minus. So the valency of chlorine is -1. So like that, understand children, no need to get confused here, it is very clear only. You should have some idea to write electronic configuration, and you can get knowledge from that how to write a chemical equation. And also one more thing children, here we need to understand about chemical formula of compounds, compound molecules, which are the combining elements from the combining molecules from the different elements of atoms, different atoms from the different elements. So these are the compound molecules. For example, H2O, here we have 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Like that, we need to know idea on how to name those type of compounds. So we need to know those type of compounds to understand chemical equations and write chemical equations. We need to know about information about chemical formula of compounds also we need. So for that purpose, I am taking from the 9th class syllabus, I want to explain these chemical formula of compounds once. Children, here a molecule may contain one or more atoms. like this. So two different types of atoms from the different elements to form a compound here. So for that, first we need to understand how to name those type of here water molecule. We are calling this one. So two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. So how can we know the information about those type? First we need to know here. We know sulfuric acid, we know sodium carbonate, we know, like that how those names are given by scientists, and how can we understand those, how can we know name those. So for that first we need to know how those type of names we can. So here first I am taking sodium carbonate as example. So for that first we need some rules. First we must see the elements present in a molecule of compound. We must see the elements present in a molecule of compound. Which elements are present in that? First we need to see. Then the next step, we must see the number of atoms in each element. Here we have hydrogen element and oxygen. This is the first rule. First we need to understand different types of elements. What are those? Hydrogen and oxygen. And the next step, we must see how many atoms of hydrogen are there and how many atoms of oxygen are there. This is the second rule. And the third rule is, if the molecule of substance contain only one atom, we can neglect. No need to put it as in the subscription. So leave like that for one atom. For two atoms and more we can mention, and we should mention those atoms here. So like that. And coming to the carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, like this, carbon monoxide. So this is the chemical formula of molecule carbon monoxide, and this is a carbon dioxide. So like that we have. So for this we have crisscross method we have studied in 9th class. Here I am taking example as sodium carbonate, or else other one also we can take. First we need to write the symbols of each atom side by side usually. So symbols of each atom, here sodium carbonate we have. So we need to find here the chemical formula for compound sodium carbonate. Here we are finding. This is also most important, children, because we have chemical equations. We need to write chemical equations with the help of a theoretical information. We need to write chemical equations. So for that first we need to get idea on how to write chemical formula for any molecule, compound molecule. So for this first we need to symbols. We need to take symbols first. So sodium symbol Na we should write, then carbonate symbol CO3 we should write. Then we need to find, I told you about cation and anion, that is also most important. So next valency we need to find. So for that purpose, which one is here? Sodium valency we know, +1, carbonate CO3 -2. We have discussed previous only. Carbonate -2. So for that first we need to find which one is anion and which one is cation in this. So Na, sodium, is here cation and CO3 is anion. So for that I am keeping here plus and here minus. This is positively charged cation and this is negatively charged anion. Next write the valency of each. Sodium valency +1 that we know. Then carbonate valency -2 that we get from this table. So we have some basic information. From that we are writing this. Then crisscross. Here crisscrossing and interchanging these two as subscription to sodium and this +1 as subscription to carbonate, like that. Here I am crisscrossing. Then here we will get Na2, then CO3, like this. Finally we will get the sodium carbonate formula like this. And also children, I want to explain you with another example. So I am taking copper sulfate. So we can find copper. See children, here I am taking another example with that crisscross method, sulfuric acid or hydrogen sulfate also we can call. And write the symbols. First step, write the symbols of the given name. Hydrogen sulfate, H, and SO4 is a sulfate that we know. previous only we have discussed. Write the valency for each. Which one is anion and which one is cation? First we need to understand. According to our electronic configuration, hydrogen is cation and SO4 minus anion. H is anion, cation, positively charged, and SO4 is anion, so negatively charged, and the valency number for hydrogen is +1 and for sulfate -2. Then crisscross or interchange those two valency numbers as subscriptions. So SO4 is this one is 2, so neglect the sign and crisscross H2, and here +1 means SO4 1. So finally the chemical formula for hydrogen sulfate or sulfuric acid, which one is the king of acids, is H2SO4. This is about the another example, children. So understand how we are naming the chemical compound molecules. So that is information about. I think you can get points from this. Then we are able to write chemical equations now. So let us see our chemical equations actual lesson from tomorrow onwards. Thank you, children.